Hello and greetings, fellow StarCrafters. PGO here with Game 2 between HasuOBS and Darkforce. Now, if you didn't watch Game 1, which you definitely should, because it was a great push by Darkforce, then a great, absolutely terrific micromanagement on the part of HasuOBS, where he was able to just sit on his ramp with his smaller amount of units and utilize force fields in order to defend his expansion successfully from Darkforce's attack, which was a roach Zergling attack, and then he was able to not only survive that, but survive that attack so that he was strong enough so that he was able to push back right afterwards, deal a lot of damage to Darkforce, and able to win the game. Absolute terrific game. I definitely encourage you guys to go watch it. That map, by the way, I didn't mention it, was Typhon Peaks, which is one of the newer ladder maps that were created by Blizzard in order to kind of create more macro management settings, which is why it's kind of interesting that macro management, of course, being just building more units, you know, so you'd be longer games, more bases, that sort of thing. Now Darkforce in this game, looks like he's going to be going for the exact same build, 14 gas, 14 pool most likely, or 14 gas, 13 pool, I would say. I guess it's going to be 14 hatch, 14 gas, 14 pool. HasuOBS, who was going to try to block that drone until he realized that the drone, in fact, was just going out to scout, and he wasn't going for a hatchery. Meanwhile, HasuOBS is building a forge here. He's going to go for a forge fast expand, which is going to be a little bit dangerous because of the pool. The pool wasn't like a 10 pool though, which would have been perfect, absolutely perfect, because you'd be able to actually get up and attack attack the forge before the cannons were even down, and then go in and deal some real damage. But it's hard to predict what your opponent's going to be able to do, so you can't be completely certain. You have to be able to go through and do this. But this map, of course, is Metalopolis. This is a time-old map. You see that the probe's still playing around with the drones. He's dealing a lot of damage, just a little zapping, little tasing, bzz, 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 right into the drone there. But this map's been around forever. It's a terrific map, and this is a terrific position for it. I love Protoss versus Zerg on this map when it's cross positions. If it's like right next to each other, it's not necessarily as fun. It's still a lot of fun, but then the Zerg player is going to expand here, and then it's all about the Protoss player's push into his expansion and whether the Zerg player can defend it. And that's really a lot of what the map is, and it's very difficult for the Zerg player to take a third. Normally they sneak one up here or something that could just be hit by a bunch of zealots, and a lot of damage can really be dealt to it. We see 4 Zerglings going out. I think they're just checking for pylons right now, or maybe I'm not exactly certain what he's doing. I guess the drones are going to just hang out there, watch. They want to make sure the hatchery goes down. They want to make sure the drone's doing his work, that sort of thing. It's possible he's he's just checking for pylons with that drone, with that Zergling, making sure that the Protoss player didn't sneak anything into his base. And they're actually not going to do anything. It's possible that if they got in the right position, they could be able to like sneak up here and then try to run up to the base and maybe get into the base. But well, first of all, he doesn't know that. I mean, look at what he's seen of the base. I've seen most of those set up. But also, I mean, it's just something that's be very difficult to pull off successfully, especially with the second cannon going down. So he's not going to do any sort of attacks. Most likely, the Zerg player is going to respond by trying to get just a lot of... Oh my goodness. He's getting a Roach Warren right away. And my mouse just went out, so I'm going to touchpad right now. But, wow, yeah, he's getting a Roach Warren again. It looks like he's setting up for the exact same attack that he had in the previous game. However, this time, instead of a 3-gate expand, it's a Forge fast expand. Very different kind of setup, and the Protoss player is going to have a lot less... HasuOBS is going to have a lot less forces to be able to defend it. He's not even... Warp Gate isn't even on the way already, and it's almost at the 6-minute mark. Like, Warp Gate should be pretty much done by the 6-minute mark. And Overlord, you need to slide a little bit out of there. You got to be a little too dangerous for my liking, and probably for your liking as well. Try to save his life. By the way, did you know that the way that Overlords float is that they are supposedly have helium in them? They're just giant balloons. Like, you could give... That's something that I feel like would make a lot of money. They should make Overlord balloons. Wouldn't that be a lot of fun? I would love to have an Overlord balloon. But these could be like a Macy's Day Parade. Like, you could just float an Overlord there and nobody would notice. They would think it's just some weird character from a game. Right? Like, it's just normal. We do see a Stargate going down, which is a common response from people who are doing Forge Fast Expand because it's so good against the roaches that usually attack. He's gonna place a pylon there. I can't decide exactly what he's doing, actually. He's going to go ahead and ignore it. Force field? Oh, I should have force fielded. Oh, there you go. Good thing the transferring drones are just sitting there. Oh, God, those guys are all going to be taken out. But the reason is because they're so good against roaches. Roaches have no ability to attack air, obviously. And, oh, all those units are going to get up there. Oh, my God, he's going to take so much damage on his... Oh, he actually didn't end up taking that much damage. But he's going to go up here. He's going to be able to snipe the Nexus. Where's the Stargate? Okay, Void Ray, yep, there, it's getting chrono boosted. But the Void Ray has to kill all of these units, and it's going to be able to charge up fully on one of the roaches, and then kill all the roaches really quickly. But the Zerglings are going to have a lot of trouble because Void Rays do bonus damage to armored, but Zerglings aren't armored. And also, if it loses its charge against the roaches, it can't attack the Zerglings long enough to be able to rebuild its charge. And so he can maybe attack one of his own buildings, but that takes even more time. So, you know, it's just going to be a really difficult situation, especially with these units just busting in and dealing as much damage to these cannons as possible. Like, he's already taken a ton of losses. If you look at the amount of mineral losses that he's taken, and so we see the Void Ray actually attacking these roaches. But I think the roach attack just came too quickly. The Void Rays aren't ready in time. The Zerglings are still attacking the workers. I don't have the workers lost tab because this is an older replay. But I mean, look at how many workers he has left. We go to the unit tab. 7 workers. That's not enough. And he just says, good game. There's no way I'm going to be able to come back from this. All I have is a Void Ray. And 2 queens could easily take out that Void Ray. And he's no way of economically recovering from this. And he recognizes that. He only has 1 Nexus anyway. And it's on the low ground.